crossed the shores now to the United States, where President Donald Trump has slammed former ally Elon Musk's launching of a new political party as ridiculous, deepening the Republicans' feud with a man who was once his biggest backer. The world's richest man was almost inseparable from Trump as he inherited the cost-cutting Department of Government efficiency, that's DOGE, but they fell out hard over the president's big, beautiful tax and spending mega bill. I think it's ridiculous to start a third party, said Trump, speaking to reporters on Sunday before boarding Air Force One. It's always been a two-party system, and I think starting a third party just adds to the confusion. After teasing the idea for weeks, Musk posted on X over the weekend that he set up the American party to challenge Republican and Democratic parties.
I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system. And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked. So he can have fun with it, but I think it's ridiculous.
Indeed, when two elephants fight, we always say that the grass is suffer. Let's see some tweets on this matter right here. Sarah, Independent, is saying it's ridiculous, but it is a clear statement of how rudderless we as citizens are. Perhaps Trump could be less of an offended giant ego and learn how to listen. Okay. And same from Sarah again. I think that will be all on our tweet. But can I ask you if you have anything you'd like us to have and see? Okay, there's something else here from Sikani. It says tension brewing between two powerful figures again when politicians meet business egos and interests collide fast. Absolutely so. But Etoma, Ria, and Veronica, is a third party in the United States a good option at the moment, Etoma?
The coalition.
Right.
But a third party in the United States, it sounds a little bit strange. It has been just the Democrats and the Republicans for so long, so thinking of a third party is a little bit strange. But there's nothing in the American Constitution that says you cannot float a third party. So for Trump saying that the confusion will be much, should come to Nigeria, we have 112 asking for registration, and yet we still sail through the campaigns and sail through the voting period. It's just two big boys, fighting. Musk didn't like the idea that people like him will have to pay more taxes, and Donald is saying American first.
About Trump and his friend Elon Musk. In America, there are other perhaps silent parties that are not popular, but we just have two major parties. Yeah. That's the Democrats and the Republican. And if Elon Musk, because of how popular he is, now decides to float another party, it's not necessarily a third force. It's just because he is popular and he wants to push against Donald Trump and what he thinks Donald Trump is not doing right. It's in his right. He can do that. I am hoping to see what he'll be able to achieve at the end of the day. If he'll be able to pull his weight, garner the support, build the structures, get the numbers, and perhaps he'll be gunning for the presidency someday soon. So let's wait and see. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed. Their friendship has always made me know that something bad will happen. I did not know what it was, but I just knew that these two people as friends will not end well. We are still talking about, the Dele Mahmood fighter Wiki, and now we have this one again. These are two best friends. At the end of the day, look at what is happening with them. It's really sad to see that how close they were. They could not get to this point, and that's always been my fear with friendship, Nelson. Sometimes I don't make friends because I think about how it will end. And I'm like, no, I don't want this. But for me, I was expecting this fight between the both of them because their closeness was just too much, and the both of them have ego. Donald Trump has a lot of ego. Elon has a lot of ego as well. So two friends with that kind of heavy ego, it cannot work well. I think that Elon allegedly may want to contest for president, but we can only wait to see how that goes. But it's definitely going to be a very funny one. I can't wait for those times.
See, this Trump matter and Musk, It's not a bad idea if Musk wants to pull another party, because we know clearly what the ideology of the Republican Party is. We also know what the Democratic Party as well is. If a new party is coming up with a distinct ideology of itself, maybe Americans would want to, toe that line as well. Probably they're tired of either of the two prominent ones. Maybe somebody else comes in on board. So, I agree with you. It's a third force building here, if it even sees the light of day. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's
as it
for me.
stands, it doesn't seem like Donald Trump would want it to see the light of
day. Of course.
Yes, Americans are tired. When you hear their commentary on certain issues, you know that they are looking for alternative. But can they find that alternative in Elon Musk?
I don't think
and
so.
what he wants to build? What are his ideals? What would he be pushing? Because he and Donald Trump are seemingly similar. They do not necessarily look different. And so perhaps that's why the boat couldn't hold both of them. And so they had to ensure that they go separate ways. And so if Elon Musk is saying, this is what I'm trying to build, this is what I want to do for America, would Americans support him? Wouldn't they see him as, he's an offshoot of Donald Trump, and so we are not believing and trusting you? So perhaps it might see, but I'm not sure it would.
And Veronica, it should just be from frying pan to fire, because these people are very much alike. So imagine not voting for Donald Trump and going to vote for Elon. Man, you are in some deep soup.
For me, I'll say, hey, grab your popcorn. The movie is about to start.
Honestly.
But Americans need to get involved in whatever it is that is going on. Democracy is about the people. And not just about two persons who feel that they can wield their influence and power to just drag the people in whatever direction they feel like. So at the end of the day, Americans should speak. But thank you, Nelson.
I wish I could take Ria on how many persons she wants in her wedding. But time's up.
No.
She can tell you.